I'm your host Naeem bin Muhammad Rafi, and here is my YouTube channel Zamir Universal. Lot has been happening in year 2023 and 24, but the history of this tragedy, where you see children decapitated, burned, charred bodies, their small little tiny babies with their feet amputated, their arms, legs amputated, even decapitated, completely charred and burnt. And then you see the women, and then you can see those women grieving, and you won't find even one person in a uniform, which these beasts, these animals, so-called the Jews, no wonder they are hated throughout the whole world, and they've been people who've been put on the carts and taken to the incinerators and gas chambers. No, thousands and thousands of years they mocked at the Creator, and they make laugh of their prophet. They followed Moses, and they teased him, and they asked question after question just about the calf they were asked to sacrifice, and the food they didn't want, manna salwa, and they asked. And they crossed every limit, and they crossed every religion, and they felt that they are the only one who had the right to go into heaven, and they were the chosen people. God forbid if they are the chosen people who are the most hated on the world, and whose graves have even been dug everywhere in the civilized world, and they've been spitted upon. You can see what has happened to this Natenyahu. This is how stubborn these people are. To save his own neck from the corruption he carried, he is sticking in it. He just doesn't give a damn to those young boys and girls. He is having them killed, not only one or two or three, in hundreds. And see, the whole Israeli hospitals are full with the, either they have got their arms amputated or they have gone mentally berserk. Even the parents have written that don't fight, this is a useless fight. Why these innocent people, the people who do not have even water, electricity, medicine, hospital, university, any bakery, anything to eat or drink? We have destroyed all their wells, destroyed all their universities, colleges, schools, hospitals, roads, homes. There is nothing left for them, for a human life to survive. So why go and fight there in Rafah? But this stubborn man didn't care, and he didn't even cross Rafah and took over the Rafah crossing, I don't know for what. And that washed away the Camp David Accord, which gave a little bit of peace to these people between Egypt, the joint, and this small tiny Zionist state. Has no friend anywhere. Even these people who've been bribed, Sisi and this Jordanian Hashemite, a pseudo king, a traitor who betrayed the Muslims, and he tried to help because he's been paid money by the Americans so that to keep their mouth shut. So been the Egyptian Sisi, who has been brought in to kill the duly elected, as you know, president, and he had him hanged in Egypt and took over this because the Americans bribed him, Americans supported him, and that was turned away. Now you see the demonstrations, how people are burning the tents. They have every right to do this, to get rid of this man. Once you get rid of this man, you will see that he has fallen in a trap with Hizbullah. And now the whole of North, look at those people who are out of their homes for now more than 8 or 9 months with no electricity in some places. The whole, I think the trees are on fire, the whole, their army barracks, their Iron Dome, all batteries destroyed. There almost more than 40 to 50% of the Israel has already been now actively in the war, burning. So you want to get rid of them, you have to get rid of him. It's not going to go so easy. So my advice to you and your supporter, the damn another, a swine, another pig, a butcher of Gujarat, who says that he will follow your footsteps. You are going to burn in the deepest pits of hell. unless you listen to these mothers who have their loved ones as hostages, or those whose sons and daughters you are having them killed in the IDF, and you force them to go and join the army. Now you see that they are tired, they are exhausted, and you fell into the trap of Hizbullah, who has now even declared his God nukes. What is going to happen to you? Probably will be the last Prime Minister of Israel who has taken the ship and taken into the depths of the ocean and sunk with it. It's still time to bow down, go sit down, accept all the terms of Hizbullah and Hamas and Egypt, and just get out of this country and let somebody else be a leader who has a normal mind, who is not mentally retarded or just like you, a schizophrenic, a megalomaniac, a paranoid person, and who's a cheat, who is a corrupt most person on earth. Look at this, and with these little message for you, in order to avoid the war, in order to avoid the nuclear radiations all across Israel. So, and my appeal to all the Israelis who can leave Israel at the moment and have dual nationality, it's about time. Take your kids, get them out of the uniform and save their life, and get out of this country where there is no going to be any trade, no company is going to come and invest here for decades. And so what the hell are you going to do with such a sunken economy, with your all to both Tel Aviv and Haifa gone, and no tourism, no beaches, no nothing, no trees, no trade, your stock exchange, you see what is happened. So you
calls are intensifying from multiple stakeholders for more efforts to bring about a truce in the war in Gaza. Palestinian Prime Minister Dr. Mahmoud Mustafa has highlighted that India has a major role in resolving the ongoing Gaza war. In a letter earlier this week, Mustafa expressed his gratitude for India's consistent support of the Palestinian cause and India's potential to resolve the ongoing situation. He highlighted the need for India to engage in all diplomatic avenues to promote an immediate ceasefire and other support to help the people in Gaza. Meanwhile, in Israel, thousands of demonstrators took to the streets of Israel in anti-government demonstrations on Saturday. The recent display of anger in Tel Aviv was the biggest in a series of weekly demonstrations that have continued since the war broke out in October 2023. Two separate demonstrations broke out on Saturday, one denouncing Prime Minister Netanyahu's handling of the war in Gaza and the other demanding the homecoming of hostages still held in Hamas's captivity. Both the groups later came together for a gathered march blocking multiple roads in the city.
We stand here today bereaved families, besides families of hostages, in a shared message. Today marks 253 days since our loved ones were taken captive by Hamas terrorists and held in the hell that is Gaza.
Signaling a political turn the demonstrations are taking, the demonstrations are also focusing on demands for the resignation of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Addressing the massive crowd, Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid has accused Prime Minister Netanyahu of passing discriminatory laws. He condemned the revival of the ultra-Orthodox enlistment bill, which will excuse the ultra-Orthodox from military service. He claimed that Netanyahu was stalling the bill so that people forget that he is, and I'm quoting here, guilty and responsible for the terror onslaught on October. On the other hand, National Unity Party lawmaker Gadi Eisenkot accused Netanyahu of delaying the Israeli Defense Forces operation in Rafah by 3 months. Eisenkot had served as a war cabinet observer from the start of the war in Gaza till his party departed from the government last Sunday. He accused Netanyahu of stretching out the war for his own motives and gains.
נתניהו עמד שם עם חיוך ענק, מרוצה, מתנשא, זחוח.
यूनिवर्सल टेलीविजन को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। उसके बाद बेल बटन पे क्लिक करें और अपने कमेंट्स के सेक्शन में अपने कीमती जो ख्यालात का इजहार ज़रूर